forward. I got a few things. I spoke with Glenn a little bit about the wellness center. Y'all know I'm out there a lot, and Douglas is out there a good bit. Johnny, he'll go some.
I tell you, I went out there that little league basketball to watch one of my grandchildren play. That is that's awesome. Those kids are having a big time. You drive up, and there are cars everywhere, and little kids running in and out, having a big time, yelling and screaming. You don't think that's a good thing. You need to go out there.
It's wide open out there. On the wellness center, Glenn, are we at the point on membership that we're about where we need to be, or we think we can take more members?
It fluctuates.
Got about 750 now. Middle of summer, you have
Come
about 500.
July, it dropped down to 500. We average a little over 600 if you take all 12 months paying members. We've got our 8th anniversary coming up the 1st of April. We're doing a special recognizing 8 years. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly, but they're calling it the Crazy 8. You can join for 8 days and pay $1 for 8 days just to get a taste. You can join and pay an $8 registration fee plus whatever the actual membership is, or you can pay for 6 months and get 7th and 8th month free. So we're trying to do some things there. And adding new classes, new equipment here and there also, it's like anything else you do. I mean, fitness is a hobby. And the more you can entice people with new things, the more they're doing. Spinning class has been a bang for the last year for us. We're talking now about doing some youth fitness classes on the weekend. We've got somebody lined up to get certified in that, so that should help.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, we average probably about 600 members on a monthly basis.
Do you have to be a member in order to get in that little playground?
No.
Good. Are we going to look at possibly putting maybe some equipment out there where the moms can?
Well, when we built the walking track,
Right.
there was plans and every little, what do you call those, Maggie, knolls?
Yeah.
Bunch out places.
Yeah, we had some places to put some outdoor
Yeah.
type, whether it's a chin-up bar or outdoor elliptical, anything, things like that. Not just to complement the playground, but that was to complement the walking track. Yeah.
Well, I think, that'd be great to have that there for them.
Well, I had my opinion, because I'm out there 3 or 4 days a week, on if we matured to a point where we're just about right on the number of people and being able to move around freely to use what you want. The only thing I see where there is so much more demand that we can satisfy is the sun.
Oh, yes.
By far. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There's always a line for that.
where I was getting at, if they want to increase membership, the best way of doing it is calling on that telephone and asking. Just like I had a company that I brought to you, about 14 members signed up the other day. And I don't know if people or the corporations out there, small businesses, are being passed.
I don't know that either, and that's something we want to do on there and the golf course, both of those, to go out and knock on doors, call them, visit them, and get them interested and let them know what we are offering and what the cost is.
My office has a thing called Phone Tree. And if you maybe went through your list of people that, have been members, look at all the members you've had over the whole 8 years, put them on Phone Tree and, send them a message. Send them this $8 thing. Stir it up. It didn't cost much to do that.
How many members are at the Wellness Center?
This moment I couldn't tell you, but last year we averaged about 600 a month. Now, as I said earlier, your January, February, March are your highest months.
What kind of increase did you have there? We offer all the specials and everything. First of the year.
We probably didn't have a big increase from a special standpoint. If people are going to do it, they're going to do it. That's how I feel.
Just generally, they
Yeah.
just want to get ready for summer.
Well, I was out there earlier today and I ran into a lady and she was wanting some information, so I was giving her some information, and then I told her, I said, you know, if you wait 2 more weeks, we're gonna have a special. I'd rather have the special. Which, you know, is truthfully, in essence, she's gonna be paying the same thing she'd pay today, but we just gonna throw them 2 months at the end.
See, I look at your walk-in numbers, and they really are, you're gonna meet the budget this year.
Oh yeah, on
Do we ask them that they like to become a member when they?
most of that is basketball.
Basketball.
Most of that is people going in and playing basketball. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. When they come and pay the $5 daily fee, we don't keep up what they do, because you can do anything there for $5, but most of it's basketball.
No, I still think, we had some, path from Highway 9 back and, you know, put up a map in the, different, you know, hotels out there, motels, that, you know, gives them an idea about what they can, you know.
Well, I do
have
know
to get out
that-
there and all that.
Days in, that's one Jerry's at. No, it's not Hampton anymore. Quality, and Jerry Patel, who runs and operates that, he uses our facility a good bit, and he lets his folks know that stay there.
I've seen more activity there now than I ever have, which leads me to our staff now. Couple things, Glenn, I think that would help would be, if you got a first-class facility, I think we ought to look professionally out there. And I know our staff goes in and they're, you know, I'm complaining about the staff, I'm complaining about what the staff wears. I think they ought to have designated shirts that they are part of the Dillon Wellness Center that can be recognized. Because the way it is right now, unless you're behind that desk,
You don't know.
they don't know.
And most of them have, we buy probably once or twice a year, golf shirts or t-shirt type things with the City of Dillon Wellness Center logo on them, but we'll see where we are on those this year.
I might have seen a couple being worn. I've never seen them worn out there. I know there's a couple of them that do. But I think that ought to be a requirement of working out there is that. It's just like our maintenance crew wears their uniform. I think they ought to have at least a shirt at the wellness center, so people have an idea of who's out there, who to go to ask, and so forth. That and the sales calls, if you want to increase that, I think you find that to be surprisingly successful by asking corporations to consider.
As far as the equipment, didn't we purchase some new equipment to go in the wellness center? Are we pretty up to date with, I mean, because I know the mayor talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, Douglas uses it a good bit also. What we buy here last 6 months, 2 electricals,
Stairmaster.
and a Stairmaster, and pretty much those have been hits. We've got some equipment that's getting ready to expire because it's been out there 8 years. And there's always some new things here and there, whatever the trend may be, but probably next year we'll come back again with another project as far as adding new equipment.
Glenn, I was going over our minutes on the last meeting on the, I think somebody brought up the policemen wearing the body cameras that really catching a lot of publicity today. I guess this is a question for Jack. I do see some municipalities now are being told to back off of that due to confidentiality and privacy issues. I don't know how far we're going to take it, but I know that's come up.
We've ordered 6 as of right now, and we're looking at, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, protocol and procedures. If they go to your house, some procedures are saying if you're going there, what's the word I'm looking for? To ask a question, you may not need to have the camera on. But at the same time, when you have other people on the other side, says the more you have that camera on, the more you're protecting yourself. So there's some issues that the municipal association is also getting involved with to streamline some procedures, when to have them on and not to have them on, and how much an officer can manipulate the camera, meaning turning off, turning on, editing, non-editing, and what we've ordered is a camera that the only thing that the officer really can do is turn it on and off. There's no manipulating as far as editing what he or she records. What happens with it is once it records, it's then downloaded just as their laptop is back to a server in the police department that stays on a server. But there are some issues that are trying to be worked
I'm
out.
glad y'all, I'm sure y'all know about.
But when you say 6, you got 6 police officers wearing them. Does each shift have one police officer that wear them?
I don't know how you're going to do that, do you know?
Nah, we're gonna try to give it to the supervisors and start with.
But right now, that would be our goal. They're about $500 a piece. They range up to about $1,000, so we're going to try and see how these work.
I think what's going to happen in the long run is that the decisions are going to be made on who sees what's recorded. I don't think the problem's going to be with it being recorded, but certainly they shouldn't. Nobody should be able to come and look at it.
Yeah, they'll be able to hack into that and be on YouTube.
Glenn, I know I called you on this too. I got another call today. That's the road behind the Church of God is that in the process of being closed?
That road is closed and deeded to the Church of God. We don't have another thing to do with it.
She was just late. I had one call.
Because that was it in January? January, Jack and I appeared before circuit court, and along with the Church of God, anybody who had any opinion one way or another, and the judge approved that closure.
There's signs of it that says road closed now, because I was over that area one day last week.
That's why I got the call.
And Harrison's done as well.
Harrison's done as well.
I called Janet. I never heard back from Healthy Learners. She sent this to me now, but they gave a thank you letter for $2,500 from the Healthy Learners. Really nice letter. They really appreciate what the city's done. It's a charity that really warms my heart for what they've done here in Dillon and continue to do. Bert, I hope you be on that board, and y'all will act where we're going. The system will also look at that. I had a Rotary pancake breakfast this Saturday, and I was speaking with another Rotarian, and the issue of parks came up. He must have been listening to our meetings. He wants to see if the Rotary would look at some sort of grant, maybe to help with Elizabeth Lane.
Good thing.
Yeah, I'll get with them on that and see if there's something from Rotary International that can be done on that, since we're going to keep that park online. I'll do that. And I know last month was discussed food at the golf course. Glenn called me back today. DHEC's really kind of clamping down on even selling hot dogs, having to have a sink and some other requirements to do that. Now we're looking at maybe outsourcing some sort of sandwiches through another thing. I think that's a money-making generator for us, but I guess it would be at the golf course for somebody to come into play, go into pro shop and get it there if they want to. Couple things on the budget, just real, I'm not going to get into it tonight since Smith kind of came in, but a couple of things we do is, I'm looking at a big loss. I know they aren't money-making things, but the Holiday Goodness and the Polar Express were two that came to mind. Are we taking that big of a loss?
Polar Express, no, we made money off of that one. If I'm not mistaken. Holiday Goodness, where we lose money there, is advertising.
Okay.
Polar Express, Maggie can probably tell you better than I, but we collected $3,800. Is that right, Maggie?
Where's that at now?
I'm looking for it. It's in the general fund.
It costs quite a bit to do an upstart of a program like this, because you have people to pay, you have costumes, you have lots of things some things that we'll have from year to year.
I just looked at the line item on the expense, and at both of them, you know, what I saw, maybe, I didn't get to the revenue side, I see it's listed there also, but it was showing on the expense side, right at a $4,000, $5,000 loss, which had me really wondering if I was
It
reading
wasn't,
this correct.
it wasn't budgeted that much. I think $1,000 was budgeted.
Well, we spent, in the holiday goodness, we spent $7,500. Now, I don't know if that's what's all tied into that 75. Is that all holiday goodness?
Yeah, I remember.
If it's just all that goodness,
Yeah.
yes. That's ads and stuff like that.
And Santa, you know, anytime you
Where
employ
you at?
somebody, you,
And our
That would
revenues
be
were,
page 28 of 28.
and it's not, so one of those things we offer, that we're glad to offer, but the revenues were about 1,300, and
For holiday goodness,
it's on page 5.
yeah, the revenues, we brought in $1,300.
And the Polar Express brought in 3656, so that's not as much of a thought.
But also, I want to look, and since you brought it up, at our next meeting, I'll come back with what that $7,500 on holiday goodness, what all that was. I'll remember that.
And the other thing, though I called it with the letter that was sent to me from the MASC Municipal Association and the AT&T, is that the business license? Or, not the business, the rebate or whatever we get from them that was overfunded to us, and they
Yes.
cut it back about $6,000 a year for the
Yeah.
next 3 years or 2 years.
That's an agreement that the municipal association who collects some of our, was that franchise or business license?
Well,
It was business license. yeah.
Telecommunications, business
Yeah,
license.
where they collect fees for the cities for that. They overcharged over the years, so they've worked out an agreement where the cities will take a cut over a 3-year period.
and before I close, I want to go ahead and do this, so I won't hold Johnny up if she wants to leave. The American Red Cross Month is this month, March, right? Got a proclamation. Johnny, I'll kind of let it be your call if you want to do that after the meeting, or another day, or if you want to do it right now.
Whatever's good for y'all.
Well, let me go ahead and read it. You come on up and we'll do that and get it out of the way. I think this is the best avenue to tell people about the Red Cross and being this the month that we recognize them. American Red Cross is a special time to recognize and thank our everyday heroes, those who reach out to help people in need. American Red Cross helps disaster victims recover. They give blood to help a hospital patient. They brighten the day of an injured service member. They step forward to help someone having a heart attack. We like to remember our heroes here in Dillon who help the people in need. They work tirelessly to assist their neighbors when they need a helping hand. Across the country and across the world, the American Red Cross responded to disasters. When an injured service member ended up in the hospital far from home, the American Red Cross offered comfort. When the hospital patient needed blood, they provide the blood donors to help them. When a lifeguard jumped into to save a drowning child, or someone stepped up to help the heart attack victim, the American Red Cross was there. We dedicate the month of March to all those who support the American Red Cross mission to prevent, alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. Our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on donations from time, money, and blood to fulfill its humanitarian mission. Now therefore, I, Todd Davis, Mayor of the City of Dillon, virtue of the authority vested in me by the constitutional laws of Dillon, South Carolina, do hereby proclaim March 2015 as American Red Cross Month, and I encourage all Americans to support the organizations and its noble humanitarian mission. I don't have to tell you how far the Red Cross goes in this county, of what they do. And most of the time, when I hear about it, probably you, is when a home is burned down, a family burned out in their home, which happens quite often here. And that's the first place they look, is the American Red Cross. I know Phil, and I know some of y'all here, and not all of you, have gone out your way to raise money for the Red Cross, and one of their biggest fundraisers is the golf tournament. Phil, I don't know what you read, I know it's over 10,000 mostly every year.
I think we got, we collected like 12,000 net, we collected about 14,000. Takes about $2,000 to run it, feed everybody and all that.
Okay.
It's good.
Johnny, come on up here.
If I could add something, I'm trying to figure out, I mean, the Red Cross is near and dear to my heart too. But what do we do? Do we donate any money to the organization just besides, I mean, Dr. Watson involved?
We buy,
What do we actually
we
do as a city?
buy probably about 6,600. What,
600 chicken bag tickets.
Yeah.
$600 worth of chicken bog tickets each year from them through the city.
I'd like to see if we can do a little bit better than that, see if we can help a little bit more.
And I think we've done any
Well, yeah, you donate to that golf tournament too.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Y'all can do it on your own, too, on the golf tournament. Say, everybody here, everybody here. That's right.
Yeah.
You have to ask. It's like the wellness center for Memphis, we're at the cross, they have to go out and ask, that's the only way they're gonna get it. Betsy, you want to get the picture? We can do a picture. We can give it to your office, Betsy. Thank you, John.
You got no video, don't you?
Thanks a lot.
I'm feeling good. $55,000 was given to families with burnouts this past year. This is fiscal year that ended in June 30th, 2014. And of that, 130 people were served, men, women, and children that were without home. And then probably 29 to 30 servicemen received services from United Way from Douglas County. So thank you for your support and participation.
Thank you.
All right, what's all that?
Well, I'll follow up with the Red Cross, and that I've been in discussions with some folks with DHEC. I've met with them on 2 or 3 different occasions in the last year at the Wellness Center, and that they're looking for a medical needs shelter during evacuations. And they think the Wellness Center would be an ideal location. The only drawback is if we lose power, there's no backup power there. However, they may be willing to pay for generation or for a generator.
Generator?
The question I have for council, do you want to sign an agreement with DHEC?
Structurally, is that built like the schools and all that? I mean, there's all kinds of structural stuff.
I mean, that's something they would have to decide.
Yeah.
But, you know, do you want to offer the Wellness Center as a medical evacuation center? And what that is people who may be on, I don't know, oxygen, portable dialysis, things of that nature. Instead of taking them to the hospital, they could go to this location. They're looking at where they could actually use the multi-purpose room in case of evacuation.
My own feeling is that, you know, we build that to serve the people,
Understand?
you know, and,
I understand, and that's something y'all need to decide.
well, I mean, I'm just voicing my opinion. I think that, I mean, how would you say no to it?
Absolutely. And being that it would only be there when power added, like we had last year during the...
Hey, we'll get a generator out of it,
Yeah.
maybe.
That's correct. I.e. last year during the winter storm,
$1,000 generator.
we wasn't open anyway because we had no power and,
Yeah.
you know, or hurricane, something of that nature. And that's the 2 things that you're really
I
looking
think it's
at.
the kind of thing we should do.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I would like to have a motion
I'll
to
make that motion.
I'll
move
second it.
forward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?